tuning into Planetterrian Daily, episode 80. Today is June 5th, 2026. Here's your science and health briefing. Brains from people aged 80 to 100 reveal how microglia shift from protective to destructive states in Alzheimer's. Post-mortem analysis of brains from individuals aged 80 to 100 shows microglia move from amyloid-responsive protective states to inflammatory states triggered by amyloid. The transition turns destructive once it links to tau pathology. Two divergent resilience pathways appear to block this shift in advanced age. The work published in Nature Medicine clarifies cellular states that separate protective from harmful phases in Alzheimer's progression. This adds concrete cellular inflection points to ongoing Alzheimer's mechanism research. Now shifting to how daily sleep and memory processes reinforce each other. Two studies map how poor sleep impairs memory processing, while emotionally negative memories fragment sleep architecture in return. The papers published in Science trace bidirectional pathways between emotional processing and sleep regulation. Findings extend prior cognition-sleep correlations by establishing the reverse causal direction. The work shows interventions may need to address memory consolidation and sleep continuity together. Next, the Nature Medicine analysis identifies concrete cellular states that distinguish protective from destructive microglial phases. These states offer measurable targets within normal brain aging. Resilience pathways that block the switch from protective to tau-linked states represent a cellular target inside the Alzheimer's process. Stabilizing the protective microglial state before transition occurs remains the next research step. While internal brain processes affect daily function, external environmental changes are also altering the conditions we live in. University of Gothenburg analysis of historical records shows more frequent spring storm formation over the North Atlantic since 1940. The trend coincides with observed climate shifts and matches specific events such as Storm Dave. The study quantifies the change across an 80-year window. Research led by Mark Trimmer at Queen Mary University of London shows microbial communities cannot keep pace with increased methane production under higher temperatures. The imbalance maximizes net emissions in future warming scenarios. Data from reservoirs worldwide show an average 7.3% loss per decade due to sediment accumulation. Smaller reservoirs that supply billions of people experience disproportionate impacts. The assessment supplies the clearest global baseline to date. The same systems-level view applies when we look at how warming alters familiar seasonal patterns. Right now, as spring transitions to summer, the atmosphere already carries extra energy that alters storm tracks and precipitation timing. North Atlantic records reveal spring storms have become more common since 1940, tied directly to warmer ocean surfaces. Reservoirs worldwide are losing storage capacity at 7.3% per decade from faster sediment buildup, driven by changing rainfall patterns. These incremental shifts already reshape water planning and agriculture calendars. As environmental baselines move, researchers are also refining the molecular tools used to study and potentially adapt living systems. A new prime editing system performs simultaneous precise edits at multiple sites in rice and maize without double-strand breaks. The work published in Nature Biotechnology demonstrates efficiency gains that expand editing scope in monocot species. The approach achieves multiplex changes without double-strand breaks. Follow-up studies will assess heritability and off-target profiles under field conditions. Similar gains in resolution are appearing in how we read transcript diversity across entire populations. Deep, long-read sequencing across 432 dairy cows at 4 lactation stages identified 13,177 novel isoforms and 1,116 splicing QTLs missed by short-read methods. Isoform-level data raised co-localization with complex trait GAWS loci from 35.2% to 60.3%. Metabolic microenvironment explained nearly half of lactation-specific regulation. The resulting atlas is available at cattleblr.farmgtex.org for further trait mapping work. From reading full transcript diversity, we move to a method that images multiple molecular targets without added spectral channels. A new microscopy approach distinguishes fluorophores by brightness differences instead of emission spectra. Single-channel acquisition removes spectral crosstalk and reduces hardware needs. Validation published in Nature Methods shows accurate 3D localization without crosstalk. The method simplifies multi-target single-molecule imaging. A machine learning analysis across 8 cohorts identified a 14-protein plasma signature detectable more than 5 years before lung cancer diagnosis. The signature published in Cell also predicted response to an antibody targeting IL-1 beta. Validation in independent datasets strengthens the case for early risk stratification. A new study documents increased mental health strain among remote workers compared with on-site colleagues. The analysis isolates isolation and blurred boundaries as contributing factors. Results add to public health data on how work arrangements influence psychological well-being. Participants in a 10-country survey consistently judged 5G EMF exposure levels by counting visible sources rather than measured emissions. The pattern held across diverse regulatory and cultural settings. Results show these simple rules often align with actual exposure gradients. Experiments demonstrate that magnetic fields activate a TRPC1 STINGN1 inflammatory axis that boosts phagocytosis of breast cancer cells. The approach published in Smart Medicine offers a non-chemical route to enhance innate immune clearance. Researchers controlled liquid layer thickness to capture OK edge spectra from both the H2O-AU interface and surrounding bulk water in one setup. Electron yield detection at the gold surface complemented transmission measurements. The dual readout enables simultaneous study of interfacial and bulk processes. Trained panelists linked specific polyphenol molecular features to bitterness, acidity, and astringency sensations in tea, cocoa, and fruit. The pilot method connects chemical structure directly to sensory output. Psychologist Gloria Mark discusses how conversational AI alters attention and decision-making patterns after decades of studying digital interactions. Early observations suggest users offload mental effort in ways that reduce perceived agency. Before we go, keep an eye on further validation of the 14-protein plasma signature in additional cohorts. That's Planetterrian Daily for today. If you enjoyed this, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And before you go, this show is part of the NARA Network, a family of daily podcasts covering tech, science, markets, and more. If you enjoyed today's episode, give Unintended Consequences a listen. True stories of good intentions that backfired. You can explore the whole lineup at naranetwork.com. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.